Hey girl, hey, hello. Spiritual message of the day. Hopefully we can get back into it. I don't think it did many lives last week. I don't remember why, because I lived day to day. Maybe I lived week to week. So it's a new week. So I don't remember what happened last week. I think the weekend was pretty good. I got a lot done. I'm proud of myself. You should always be proud of yourself. Think about the things that you accomplished over the weekend. I was able to get my computer room cleaned up, which you couldn't walk on the floor. I'm kind of like a squirrel, so like my piles just like, and I like sitting on the floor, so my piles just like get overwhelming. So I have tons of those. Of course, Sam would be the first one to pop on. Hey girl, hey. Yeah. And I got my bedroom cleaned, which was really nice because my bedroom was a mess and my bathroom was a mess. And then I cleaned the kids' bathroom and I liked that. But that's about all I got done. I did package some boxes because I was able to get my computer room cleaned. I don't know. I was avoiding cleaning, I think. I don't know why. Just, I'm so busy these days with all of the events that we have, and a lot of people have been getting in for their Reiki sessions this month, which is really, really good. I'm one of those people, if I have something during the day, I have a hard time, like I have something scheduled, like a Reiki appointment scheduled, then I've got to meditate. I've got to do those things. I've been making my self-care a priority, which has been nice. Been going on walks at night. Cutler has been going with me, which makes our walks only about like 15, 20 minutes. Last night I actually went for like a 45-minute walk, which was really nice with all the chaos. Good morning, Amanda. Good morning. Yeah, and it's an early day today. And I've been eating healthy. The amount of dairy that I've been eating has been significantly less. And I'm just kind of doing more like portion control and healthy snacks, which has made me like hoard food. Because like when I make like a side and it's something that I can eat later, like normally I would put aside stuff for Troy's lunch, but Troy's not dieting. Troy's not eating healthy. So I'm like, no, I'm saving this little bit of grilledness for myself because I know I can eat this and it's on my plan. And you have like 3 loaves of Geraldine's pumpkin chocolate chip bread that you brought home the day I started the diet. Like, you can pack yourself snacks, sir. Thank you. A lot of the times when you stop eating, if you have adult acne or problems with your skin, a lot of the times when you pull back on dairy, you'll notice that your skin gets better, which you should take as an allergy. Am I allergic to dairy? Possibly. Does cheese have cocaine in it? Maybe. I'm addicted to the cheese. But yeah, and it's kind of been interesting too to change my diet and dynamic because Cutler, my little 5-year-old, he's like, I'm going to the store with mom. We're gonna go get healthy food. And then the stuff like I've been eating, like he'll ask for seconds of broccoli. I'm like, I didn't even know you liked broccoli. I just heard somebody scream. That kind of threw me off. I have not been drawn to meat. So I'm allowed like 4 portions of protein a day. I'm allowed as in that's what I'm following for my body. And I've been drawn to have yogurts and cottage cheese more for my proteins than I have been drawn to make a meat. I don't know if I could fully, but red meats, oh man, you'd have to get rid of steak. That's one of Cutler's favorite. Sure, there's no way. But I don't really like burgers. I don't know that I really like red meat except for, no, I do. I like me a good prime rib and a steak. I don't know if I could. But I do like ground turkey and ground chicken and stuff. Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna. Good morning, Val. Good morning. Oh, man. This week is gonna suck. This week is gonna suck. Especially if you're in my area, this week is gonna suck. Yeah, see, turkey. But I just don't know. You cannot. Like, Texas Roadhouse, that's my treat to get a prime rib. Like, Troy and I would go there all the time for our anniversaries. Okay. If you're in my area, in the Pocatello area, you're going to need to put up a lot of shielding, and honestly, you're going to have to get off of social media and cleanse your house, cleanse your space. Don't absorb the energy of what's going on in the community. Try not to get caught in looking in all the comments, because it's just going to make you more upset, because you're going to realize how disconnected people are from reality and how they do not care for one another. And it just is going to hurt your heart, and you're going to absorb it, and then you're going to become an emotional mess, and then you're going to become hateful, and it's just not good. Stay off of social media. Don't go on any of the posts, and try to get your point across. This is what I was trying to tell Troy. Like, it serves no purpose. Like, we know what was wrong. We know that the situation is horrendous. And justice always prevails. Whether in this life or another one. So just protect your energy this week and try to make it so that you're not getting caught in the vortex of what Pocatello is going to be for the next while. I will be surprised if it doesn't get national news. Good morning, good morning. That's about all I can say about it, because my child is autistic and I don't want to go there. So I did pull some cards, and I do have the spiritual message of the week. I think this is interesting too. It says, continue to thrive. So the spiritual message is, the world isn't always fair. Interesting. Good morning. Am I supposed to do something for you, Jessica? Have I not? Do you need my help? What am I supposed to do for you? Why did it come across? Have I answered your messages? I don't know. Let me know if you need me. The world isn't always fair. Time has a keen way of showing us that. But please don't let that simple truth dull your sparkle. You were created to thrive in the face of iniquity. That is the only answer to unfairness. Thrive, just thrive. The world is unfair. I think another thing I would say that kind of popped into my head about the situation is that you need to be very vocal with your community. I know it's really difficult to be vocal with your child's disabilities, and you don't want to identify your child as their disability, right? So you don't like want to be, and maybe you don't get out and see your neighbors or want to be involved with your neighbors. You don't really like your neighbors or whatnot. But unfortunately, if you have a child with disabilities or has a problem with learning, or like there is children with maybe mental health could be a disability or whatnot. But I think you need to make sure that all the people in your surrounding area know. Like I met the guy across the street like just a couple weeks ago. I want to say his name was Steve something. I put his name in my phone as Steve, the guy that has the church. Like if you do a Reiki with me, I always put Mariah Reiki client. That way, like I can keep track of things. But like one of the first things I talked about with him was Connor, and how like I'm pointing to Connor. Connor has a disability. Connor, if you ever see Connor by himself, he has autism. He's not supposed to be by himself. He doesn't really communicate. Val lives next to us. She knows that Connor has autism. She bought us autism flags. I have, we call them grandma and grandpa, but they're on the other side of us, and they know that Connor has a disability. Connor has gone over to their house to see the goats before, and we have lost him for like if we're outside doing stuff like weeding, and like you don't look for 5 minutes, and he chose those 5 minutes to run like he is an eloper. He like we have air tagged his pants before because we're so nervous about that. But being very open with your neighbors, like if you live across from an apartment, I don't care. Like let your community know, because I feel like things might have gone a little bit different if the people who had called had known that that house had a disabled person in it. Yeah. So I think just it sucks to identify your child as their disability, but you have to be very open with your community that your child has a disability, so that they're not so misunderstood, and that better things, not better things, but more safety can be done. Or like if somebody calls something in, they can be like, oh, my neighbor, their kid with autism, there's something going on outside there. And then if people come, I don't know, it would just go differently. I think it would go differently. And you can also, there's usually like, and it doesn't have to be autism, it could be mental health. Like your kid could suffer from mental health issues and want to hurt themselves, I guess. And if your neighbors knew, like that sucks. I don't want to say that my 16-year-old has mental health issues to my neighbors, but if your neighbors ended up calling something in, wouldn't you want them to know that your 16-year-old has mental health issues, so that they could assess the situation on a phone call to get help a little bit better? One of the things that my brother was talking about is that you can request a crisis officer or something, crisis intervention officer. So if you have like a child with disabilities or like mental health issues and stuff, you can usually, when you call, you can ask for that. And I guess in situations where children, obviously those people were in a situation where they couldn't call right away, but you might have to make that a priority to call, just in case somebody else called on your kid being in the yard disgruntled. You would have to call so that you could let them know as soon as possible that, just so you know, if anybody's calling on us, like, my child has disabilities. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. It's really hard to figure out when girls have autism. a lot of the times we mask, and we are on the usually higher spectrum. Anyways, let's get back to something else. The world's unfair. Let me give you some spiritual advice for the week. It's a heavy week. Just protect your energy. Get off the internet. Stop looking at the Pocatello pages. Stop looking through the comments. Stop. You don't have to stand up for what you believe in because you know what you believe in. And it's a trap. It's a trap. Okay. So for this week, pulling the spiritual message, let us remember that our strength does not lie in the absence of challenges, but in our unwavering spirit to rise above them. Even in the face of unfairness or adversity, we are all called to continue pushing forward, knowing that every step we take, no matter how small, is a step towards healing and justice. In a moment when it feels like the world is against us, may we find courage in each other. Let us be the light for those whose voices are often silenced, and the hand that lifts those who have fallen. The road ahead may not always be easy, but we are not alone in this journey. Our collective strength, compassion, and determination can transform hardships into hope. Today, let us take a moment to reflect on the power of love and empathy in our community. It is in embracing one another's struggles that we create a space for growth, understanding, and peace. When we face challenges that seem insurmountable, remember that together we thrive, together we rise. Let us honor the resilience within us all, knowing that no matter what we face, we have the power to move forward with grace, compassion, and unyielding hope. We find ourselves walking through what we may feel like is a thick fog for this week. A time when clarity is hard to come by and the path ahead is uncertain. Just like in the physical world, spiritual fog can cloud our vision and make it difficult to see the next step or understand the bigger picture. But even in this haze, we must remember the fog does not last forever. The sun will shine again and the way will become clear. In times when we cannot see the moves in front of us, when uncertainty weighs heavy on our hearts, we are called to trust. Trust in the process. Trust that even though we may not understand how everything will unfold, the universe is always working towards healing and resolution. The fog may make the journey harder, but it also deepens our faith and strengthens our resolve. We are not meant to have all the answers right away. Sometimes it's in the moments of uncertainty that we learn to rely on something greater than ourselves. Our trust in the divine, in our community, and in the belief that everything will be okay, even when we can't yet see how. So as we walk through the fog, take a deep breath and remember, you don't have it all figured out. Trust that each step, no matter how small, is leading you to the place of clarity and resolution. In the stillness and uncertainty, know that you are guided and supported every step of the way. Together, we will emerge from the fog stronger, wiser, and more united than ever. The light is always within reach, and it will find its way to you. So I just felt like fog was super significant, and I think that it goes well because there's so much chaos and anger and like sadness. Don't watch the video. Don't keep watching the video. I think that this is putting everybody in a spiritual fog, and I think that it's going to be really hard to connect to your spirit guides, your spirit team. I think it's going to be very easy to be overcome with frustration, hate, and anger this week. But you have to realize that that's when a whole community around you becomes discontent and there's a whole lot of strife. Like, just think about what your anger does in your household. Like, when mama's mad, everybody's mad in the house, or when mama's not happy, nobody's happy. Like, that's the same with your community. If your community's in an uproar, like, your family's gonna feel it spiritually, emotionally, physically. Like, it's going to be overwhelming. So make sure when you're going outside of the house that you have some form of protection, like evil eye necklaces. You wear a hat, a scarf. You set the intention that you have a bubble around your energy that doesn't allow anything to come into your energy, and that you don't fall into the trap of perpetuating the anger, hate, and discontent. One of the things that your spirit guides want you to do for this week is they want you to do things by the book. So when I get this card, it usually means that we need to make the lists. We need to, okay, I need to clean my kitchen. I need to go grocery shopping. I need to give the kids a bath. I need to ship my boxes. We need to make that list, and then we need to start marking one thing off at a time, and then like making sure that because we're not going to be able to think very much because there's so much chaos going on this week. We're going to need to have that organization in that list. I love living by spirit. I love living free. I love being my squirrel self. But unfortunately, if you are that person, that ADHD kind of person, you're going to fight that this week, and you're going to need to make the list. That's what's going to help you bring about more peace into your week, is by doing that. I also feel like you're not drawing the line enough, but with your boundaries. You're not drawing your line enough with boundaries. So when you think about your relationships and the people that you're involved with, you have to remember, like, what am I putting into the relationship and what am I receiving back? If that person you talk to that you love so much is like constantly just complaining and just drawing your energy, and you find that the conversation's always on what they have going on and never on what you have going on, if you're constantly filling their cup, if they are constantly overstepping the boundaries, like parenting your children and you've asked them not to, or if they're not telling you, if they're lying to you, like these, we need to take a step back, and we need to remember that relationships are meant to be equal. If those people are not filling your cups, take a step back. They will find somebody else to drain, and you will continue on making the relationships that you need that will be more equal. Yeah, I have a list too. I made like a list that says things to do, and then I put like mostly my business stuff on there. You got to get all of this done, and then I start crossing it off, and then I keep adding to the list, and then I just printed up a bunch of papers so that I can keep doing that, because man, it's been hard to not get in the way. I also don't know what this is about. This might be specifically geared towards someone specific or a couple of you specific, but it's talking about a chapter closing and starting something new, going in a new direction. This could be a new job. This could be a new relationship. Maybe you're getting a divorce. Maybe you're leaving your family connections behind because they're toxic. It's talking about a chapter closing, maybe leaving a job that was toxic, but don't be uncertain about, if this is you, don't be uncertain about this final chapter, about closing this door. Although it may hurt and may cause you some sadness, like Spirit is saying that it's okay. It's going to be a beautiful thing. It's like you're becoming this caterpillar that's gonna then become this beautiful butterfly, or this rose that's starting to get water that's going to bloom. You're gonna be okay. Don't let the ghost of your past come back to haunt you with whatever chapter you're closing. Stop saying what if, but maybe I should have done it this way, or maybe I could have waited a little longer. Nope, nope, nope. The deadline is now. The time to move forward is now. You deserve it. Your inner child deserves it. Your children deserve it. It's time to move forward and stop being hesitant about letting go of whatever this is. I would say if you're in our community, or if you know of our community and you've seen what's happened, I think that lighting a candle and sending positive energy to our area, to allow for healing, to allow for justice, to allow for understanding and peace would be really nice. And then just draw strength from grounding. Spend time in nature, go for walks, allow yourself to center yourself. The yoga has been a thing. I had Cutler take a picture of me doing the yoga pose this morning, and I am not bendy. And he, like, after he took the picture, I was like, it's not even supposed to be like that. Like, my back is supposed to be closer to my feet. And so I had him push my back down. And he was like, I don't like this, Mom. I don't want a bent mom. I don't want you to be bent. And I was like, okay, bud. We could stop. Oh, perfect. Thanks, Jessica. I just barely got that comment. Anyways, that's the spiritual message for the week. It's going to be a long week. I feel like the last couple weeks has felt like it has gone fast. And that it's like Monday, oh my gosh, it's Sunday again. Like, it has gone so fast. But I feel like this week you might actually feel like, what in the heck? Like, why isn't it Friday yet? Come on, why is it taking so long? So just know that embrace the pause, find time to do little self-care things in the midst of chaos, and get off of the internet. All it's gonna do is make you more angry, more upset. There are a lot of people out there that just have no sense of tact, and they thrive on these situations, and they come out in these situations and they live on it, like the chaos. Oh my gosh. You'll see so many people in your community like make a stand. I'm gonna make a group page. I'm gonna make a group page, and we're all gonna get together, and the pitchforks and the... Okay. Like, let's just... It was wrong. Let's let the narcissist come out and just know that this is where they thrive. They thrive on this chaos and this energy, so they're gonna push themselves to the top of the forum, and it is gonna be disgusting for a while. So don't get off the group pages. Don't be looking stuff up. Don't be watching the video over and over. If you watch the video, I can't even watch the video. If you watch the video, I want you to consciously say that you cut all ties, cords, and bonds from that video, and that you do not accept any negative energy from that video, and that you're not allowing your energy to connect to that video because it was disgusting. I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful day. Nervous energy this week, yes. What crystals would I pull out this week? If you have a red or black crystal, I would pull those out. If you have a smoky quartz, I would pull those out. If you have a petrified wood, oh my gosh, a petrified wood, that would be amazing. I don't think I have very much petrified wood in palm stones. I have ones in this room for my healing session, but those are amazing. Maybe I need to order more petrified wood. Side note, order petrified wood palm stones, because those are like very divine, masculine, protective, grounding earth energy. Okay, I love you guys. Have a good day. I should host a yoga session. Have you lost your mind? Have you lost your mind? We would have to follow a video together and now do the cobra. Breathe in, breathe out. Don't let the fear consume you. Breathe in, breathe out. I'm not flexible. Are you really wearing all of those? Get it, girl. Get it, girl. It's validation. I hope you guys have a good day, and I will talk to you later. I do have a Reiki at 11, and I am going to go to the post office and drop off some packages. I think I've got Dawn, Jen, Julie. Yep, I've got 3 packages to drop off. Have a good day. Don't be consumed by the negative. Bye-bye, Instagram. You would come, Nettie? Okay, fine. You'd be the only one. And then your schedule's horrible. When would you come? Maybe we could do it on a sound bath night. I don't know. I'm trying to manifest this lady. So this lady, you know what, Nettie? You know who it is. Elise knows a lady who does Kundalini yoga. And I'm trying to manifest the lady that does the Kundalini yoga. Elise says stopped doing it because she has young kids or something, and she doesn't really have a place to do it. So I'm trying to manifest that Elise's friend will maybe come do some Kundalini yoga stuff with us during a sound bath. So let's manifest that together. Bye-bye.